Hey there. So, if you're running a landscaping business, you know that getting a steady stream of new clients is, well, everything. Today, we're going to dive into how you can take your website from just being an online brochure to being your #1 tool for getting customer calls. Let's get right into it.
Let me ask you something right off the bat. When someone in your town searches Google for, say, garden design or new lawn, does your business pop up? Or is your website pretty much invisible to the exact people who need your skills? It's a really important question for any local business to ask these days.
And that gets us to the heart of the challenge. The way people find services like yours has completely changed. Just relying on word of mouth isn't going to cut it anymore if you want consistent work. The real action, where all the potential clients are, is happening online.
Now think about this for a second. Referrals are awesome, right? They mean you're doing great work. But the thing is, they're totally unpredictable. You can't really scale them up. Online search, though, that's a different beast. It's a consistent, reliable stream of people who are actively looking for what you do every single day. The whole game is just making sure they find you.
So how in the world do you do that? Well, the key is to stop thinking of your website as just a passive portfolio and start seeing it as an active, 24/7 client magnet that's constantly working to pull in new business for you.
And let's be really clear here. This is the main job of your website. Not just to look pretty, but to actually generate leads. That little shift in how you think about it can totally change your business, turning your website into a predictable source of new work.
And the tool that powers this whole client magnet idea is something called SEO. Now, that might sound super technical and scary, but it's really not. Just look at this definition. It's just the process of making it easy for local customers to find your website on Google. That's all it is. It's about connecting someone's problem with your solution.
Okay, so how do we actually build this magnet? It all starts with 3 basic types of content. You can think of these as the essential building blocks for getting the right kind of attention from Google and, way more importantly, from potential customers.
First up, your service pages. A really common mistake is to just lump everything you do onto one single page. But people don't just search for landscaping. They search for patio installation or new lawn. By creating a separate, detailed page for each thing you do, you're telling Google, hey, I'm an expert in this specific thing.
And this right here just nails the point. You have got to use the exact words and phrases people are typing into that search bar. Try to think like your customer. Are they really looking for a horticultural artist, or are they just typing garden maintenance in my town? Using their language, that's the secret sauce.
All right, on to the second piece of core content. Landscaping is a local business through and through, so your website needs to scream that at Google. Creating pages specifically for the towns and cities you work in, like Landscaper in London, is a super direct signal to Google to show your site to people right in that area.
And the third piece of this puzzle is all about building trust. Look, it's one thing to say you do great work. It's a whole other thing to actually prove it. And project showcases are, without a doubt, your best tool for showing off your expertise and helping a customer imagine what you could do for their yard.
But don't just throw up a bunch of photos. Tell a little story. It's a simple 3-step formula that works like a charm. You start with the problem, the messy before picture. Then you talk about your solution, what you did to fix it. And finally, you show off that amazing result, the beautiful aftershot. This turns a boring gallery into a really compelling story.
Okay, so once you have all that core stuff in place, it's time to start attracting people who maybe aren't ready to hire you just yet, but they're doing their research. This is where you can really set yourself up as the local expert. Here's the most important thing to remember. Your blog is not a diary. It's a strategic tool. Its job is to answer the real questions your potential customers are asking. When you create helpful, informative articles, you attract a steady flow of people who will remember you when they're finally ready to pull the trigger. Just look at this example. This is what we call a long-tail keyword. It's super specific, and it shows that the person searching is serious. I mean, somebody typing this in is definitely thinking about hiring a pro. If you can answer this question on your blog, you come across as transparent and helpful, and you bring a really qualified lead right to your doorstep.
Now, getting all these people to click on your website, that's only half the battle. Because if your site is confusing or slow or just hard to use, all that hard work was for nothing. We've got to turn those clicks into actual phone calls.
And look, it doesn't have to be complicated. These are the absolute must-haves.
Your site has to work perfectly on a phone. It needs to load fast. And most importantly, you have to make it incredibly easy for someone to contact you. I'm talking simple forms and big, obvious call now buttons. Please, don't make people hunt for your phone number.
So let's pull all this together. I know we've covered a lot, but it really boils down to a pretty straightforward plan that you can start thinking about for your own business.
Here we go. This is your 5-point action plan. Number 1, speak your customer's language. 2, own your local area. 3, prove you're the real deal with before and after stories. 4, become the go-to source for answers. And finally, number 5, make it dead simple for them to hire you. That's it. That's the roadmap to turning your website into a client-generating machine.
And that really just leaves us with one last question. You work incredibly hard out there every single day. So, is your website doing the same for your business? Is it working around the clock to bring you the clients you deserve? If the answer is no, well, now you have a plan to change that.